On Friday morning in Mrs. Shuli's class, Abigail, Natalyn, and her peers were social gathering around the classroom at PCMS Middle School September 2023. Abigail, Natalyn's one-to-one Mrs. Jones was also there.
Hi Abigail, Natalyn, I'm Mrs. Jones. Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Jones.
Good morning, happy Friday. Today we will be taking attendance. Brittany Marie.
Here, Mrs. Shuli.
Andy.
Here.
William.
Here, Mrs. Shuli.
Abigail, Natalyn, and her one-to-one Mrs. Jones.
Present.
Here. This morning, the firefighters are going to come and they are going to test the alarms.
Mrs. Jones. I'm anxious.
You'll be okay, Abigail, Natalyn. I'll get you an anti-anxiety medication for you. I'll let the nurse give it to you because she is med certified. Mrs. Shuli. Can you call the nurse and have Abigail, Natalyn take an anti-anxiety medication? The nurse can give it to her.
Okay, Mrs. Jones. Abby can get an anti-anxiety medication before the fire drill at the middle school.
I'll let the nurse know.
It's okay, Abigail, Natalyn. Mrs. Jones is working on bringing the nurse down for you to get an anti-anxiety pill.
What time is the fire drill at PCMS?
Right now it's 9:45 a.m. The drill isn't until 10:30 a.m. Okay, Abigail?
Oh?
The nurse is coming to give Abby her anxiety medication. She'll be down in 5 minutes.
Okay, Kim. Abigail, Natalyn will receive her medication in 5 minutes, okay?
Abigail, Natalyn, I know you're noise sensitive because you're a dog, but you'll be okay. It's just a fire drill.
It's okay, I understand.
It's the nurse, come in.
Hi, I'm the nurse at PCMS and I will be giving you your anti-anxiety pill. Open wide, Abigail, Natalyn.
Thank you, PCMS school nurse, for saving one of my students, Abigail, Natalyn the dog. Let's go some worksheets such as PEMDAS, algebra, and science tests. That's the fire drill, students. Let's walk outside safely and quietly. This is a fire drill. Evacuate the school.
I know you're upset, Abigail, Natalyn.
Is Abigail, Natalyn alright?
She's fine. She is blocking her ears crying. She is okay. Abigail, Natalyn the dog. You are okay. I know you're upset, Abigail, Natalyn. Let it all out.
No mueva. Tranquila, amor mío, tranquila.
You'll be okay, Abby. It's just a fire drill test run.
Hi. I'm Mrs. McGarrigle. I need students and staff from class's attendance. Mrs. Coppenriff's class.
Here, Mrs. McGarrigle.
Mrs. Desmond's class.
We are here.
Mr. Corwin's gym class.
Here, Mrs. McGarrigle, the principal.
Mrs. Shuli's special education class with William, Brittany Marie, Andy and Abigail, Natalyn and Abby's one-on-one Mrs. Jones.
We are here, Mrs. McGarrigle. Abigail, Natalyn is in distress. One of my staff, Mrs. Jones, is comforting her.
Okay, Miss Dodd's 8th grade gym class.
We are here.
Ms. Leaper's social studies class.
Here, Mrs. McGarrigle.
Last class, Mrs. Fitzgerald's science class.
Here.
Everyone at PCMS Middle School did a spectacular job participating in the fire drill today. Me and Mr. Walsh will give you a round of applause. It's time to go back in the school. Good job, 7th and 8th graders plus their staff.
Abigail, Natalyn, Abby. My Abigail, Natalyn the dog.
Yes, Mrs. Jones.
The fire alarm is over until next spring 2024, okay, Abby?
Yes, Mrs. Jones. I heard you.
Come on, class, let's learn more about PEMDAS.